In today's quick tip video, I'll show you how you can give your underwater footage a comic style look with one click only. Right after the intro. Hey there underwater image makers, and welcome back to the channel. The effect I'm about to show you today is something that I've personally only just recently discovered inside of Final Cut Pro 10. It's been in there for quite a while, but I've just never really stumbled across it and never really used it in the past. Now, Final Cut Pro 10 is my preferred editing software, and that's why I'm showing you the effect here in Final Cut Pro 10. I'm pretty sure though that other editing tools like Adobe Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve will have similar effects integrated in their system too. Now, there is a variety of different situations where you might want to use this comic style effect. We'll get into that a little more once we jump into the editing software and onto the computer. But before we do so, I have a little request. If you're not subscribed to the channel here yet, would you make me the favor of hitting that subscribe button and the little notification bell? It really helps out the channel a lot, and at the same time it will make sure that you're not missing out on any future videos that will be published here every single week. And now, without any further ado, let's jump onto the computer into Final Cut Pro 10 and let's have a look at how to apply the comic style effect and how to tweak it to get the best possible results. So I've opened up a new project here in Final Cut Pro 10, and as you can see, I've already added some clips to the timeline. Now, what I'm trying to do is a little Nemo sequence, a little clownfish sequence. So I've added a couple of clownfish shots. There is a shot here of a popcorn shrimp with Indian anemone. And then more clownfish shots along the way there. And I just want to show you how you can apply this clip. Now, if we select the clip here, our little clownfish, if we want to add the clip, the effect to this one, then we'll just open the effects panel and just under video, it's like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th section down. It says comic, and that's already the effect that you want to have. And in here you have a variety of different sub effects with the comic effect. Now you've got your comic cool, your comic ink, your comic mono, sepia, standard and vintage. Go and have a look through these different types and see which one you like best. I personally prefer the vintage look, so I'm just gonna double click and apply that one onto the clip that way. So now you can already see we've got our effect, our comic effect applied onto the clip, and up in the effects panel here we can then tweak that effect to our liking, and I would really suggest you do that. So let's have a quick look here. Now what I like to do is I like to increase the ink edges to around 80. This gives the whole image a little more structure. I find it makes it a little more pleasing. The second thing I like to do is the posterize levels. I like to raise them to about 40. This makes it a little smoother again, but still gives it it just pops a little nicer that way, in my opinion. So these are usually the two adjustments that I make standard when I use the comic effect on my clips. And that's pretty much it. It's as simple as that, and you've got this applied to your clip. And if we play this back now, I actually think this looks really cool. It's obviously something that I wouldn't recommend to use from now on every single underwater clip that you ever edit and publish. It's something that you want to use very distinctively and not too heavily really. But you can definitely use it on certain clips that you find or you have trouble getting proper white balance or proper colors. Like this clip here, for example. This is a clip here where the colors are very washed out, and I could surely spend some time trying to get the colors back, but depending on what camera I've used and what codec I recorded this clip in, I might or might not be able to recover the colors and get it into a nice looking clip. If I can't do that, or I don't want to spend the time on doing that, I can also just apply that comic effect and I'll get to something looking like this. And I find this a lot more shareable than the original clip as it is here. I personally wouldn't share that clip here, but I would be quite happy to share the clip with the effect added onto it. So that's one application where I think that these comic style effects work very well. If you have a clip that doesn't really look too well by itself, you can tweak it, pimp it, and make it look a little more special by using one of these effects. A situation where these effects will not work too well is if you have footage that is not very contrasted, that has a lot of the same colors in it. Like blue footage, for example. Blue background footage is a little tricky. Like for example, this clip here of a gray reef shark passing by, which is actually a really cool clip, but if you wanted to apply the comic effect onto this one, you'll see that you can still see the shark, obviously, that's all fine, but the background is all kind of, just doesn't really look too nice in my opinion. I probably wouldn't apply it onto a clip like this, but that might just be personal preference as well. You can also obviously play around with those comic effects a little bit and see in which situations or on which clips they work best for you. Now there's obviously all these other clips that we've got. I personally find that they work the best, these effects, on clips that have a lot of saturation, that have a lot of different colors. I think that those clips work best. Now let's have a look. This is like one clip that I like a lot. Having that effect applied on here looks pretty nice. Also this clip here I think looks very cool once the effect has been applied. I actually do like the black background that it creates on here. This one is also, this is actually the same clip that I showed you before with, remember that one with the washed out colors? Well, I've manipulated that clip a little bit. This is what it looked like originally when I recorded it, and if you apply the comic effect on here, that actually looks pretty cool as well. So this effect can equally well be used on close-up, mid shots, as well as wide-angle shots in my opinion. And this brings us to the end of today's quick tip video. How did you guys enjoy this new format here on the channel? Let me know down in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed today's video and it was beneficial to you, then please do hit that like button. And depending on the responses I get from you guys, I might be doing more of these quick tip style videos and publish them here on the channel. Thank you so much for your time and for watching. Have a great week. Go out there and keep capturing all those amazing underwater adventures of yours, and I look forward to seeing you back here on the channel next week. Take care, and I'll see you next Tuesday.